Dune, Part 2 Movie Summary in English. Let's begin. Following the destruction of House Atreides by House Harkonnen, Princess Irulan, the daughter of Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV, journals about her father's betrayal of the Atreides. On Arrakis, Stilgar's Freeman troops accompany Paul Atreides and his pregnant Bene Gesserit mother, Lady Jessica, to Sietch Tabr. Some Freemen suspect they are spies, while Stilgar and others see signs of the prophecy that a mother and son from the outer world will bring prosperity to Arrakis. The Freemen accept Paul, but Stilgar tells Jessica she must succeed Sietch Tabr's dying Reverend Mother by drinking the water of life, a drug fatal for males and untrained women. She uses her Bene Gesserit training to transmute the liquid and survive, inheriting the memories of all past Reverend Mothers. The liquid prematurely awakens the mind of her unborn daughter, Alia, allowing Jessica to communicate with her. They agree to focus on convincing the more skeptical Northern Freemen of the prophecy. Chani and her friend Shishakli correctly believe the prophecy was fabricated to manipulate the Freemen, but Chani begins to respect Paul after he declares that he only seeks to fight alongside the Freemen, not to rule them. Paul and Chani fall in love as Paul immerses himself in Freeman culture, learning their language, becoming a Fedaykin fighter, riding a sandworm, and raiding Harkonnen spice operations. Paul adopts the Freeman names Usul and Muad'Dib. Due to the continuing spice raids, Baron Vladimir Harkonnen installs his cunning and sadistic nephew Phaedratha as Arrakis ruler. Lady Margot Fenring, a Bene Gesserit, is sent to evaluate Phaedratha as a prospective Kwisatz Haderach and secure his genetic lineage. Jessica travels south to unite with Freeman fundamentalists who believe most strongly in the prophecy. Paul remains in the north, fearful that his visions of an apocalyptic holy war will come to pass if he goes south as a messiah. During a raid on a smuggler spice harvester, Paul reunites with Gurney Halleck, who leads Paul to the hidden atomic warhead stockpile of House Atreides. Phaedratha unleashes a devastating attack on the northern Freemen, destroying Sietch Tabr, killing Shishakli, and forcing Paul and the survivors to journey south. Upon arrival, Paul drinks the water of life and falls into a coma. This angers Chani, but Jessica compels her to save Paul. Chani gives Paul a mix of her tears with the water of life, which awakens Paul. Now possessing clairvoyance across space and time, Paul sees an adult Alia on water-filled Arrakis. He also sees a narrow path to victory among all possible futures, and learns that Jessica is the Baron's daughter, who was assigned as concubine to Duke Leto by the Bene Gesserit to unite House Harkonnen and House Atreides in furtherance of their plan to produce the Kwisatz Haderach. Paul meets with the Southern Freeman War Council, galvanizing the crowd by demonstrating his ability to discern their deepest thoughts. He declares himself the Lisan al-Gaib and sends a challenge to Shaddam, who arrives on Arrakis with Irulan and the Sardaukar. As Shaddam chastises the Harkonnens for their failures, the Freemen launch an offensive, using atomics and sandworms to overpower the Sardaukar. Paul executes the Baron and captures Shaddam. Meanwhile, Gurney leads an assault on Arrakeen, intercepting and killing Rabban. Paul challenges Shaddam for the throne and, to Chani's dismay, demands to marry Irulan. Previously summoned by the Baron, the great houses arrive in orbit, ready to invade the planet, but Paul threatens to destroy the spice fields with atomic weapons if they intervene. Phaedratha volunteers to be Shaddam's champion, and Paul kills him in a duel. Irulan agrees to Paul's request for marriage on the condition that her father lives. Shaddam surrenders, but the great houses reject Paul's ascendancy, so he orders the Freemen to attack the orbiting fleet. As Stilgar leads the Freemen onto the captured Sardaukar ships, Jessica and Alia reflect on the beginning of Paul's holy war. Chani refuses to bow to Paul and departs alone on a